Probate can drain your estate and drag on for months or even years. But what if your family didn't have to go through it at all? In this video, I'll walk you through how to protect your estate and your loved ones by legally avoiding probate in California. Hi, I'm Dr. Ray Gervasio. In 30 years as an attorney, I've seen families torn apart, wealth drained, and years wasted in court, all because of poor planning. We make sure that doesn't happen. If you want to protect what you've built and keep your family out of court, call me at 408-945-3950 for a free consultation. The last thing you want is to burden your loved ones with a long and costly probate process. Thankfully, there are several legal options that can help you avoid probate entirely. Let's get started. First, what is probate? Probate is the legal process that happens after someone passes away. It involves managing their estate, verifying their will, paying off any debts, and distributing the remaining assets to the rightful heirs or beneficiaries. In California, if someone dies with a will, the probate court ensures the will is valid, appoints an executor, and supervises the distribution of the estate. If there's no will, the court follows state law to determine who receives the deceased's assets. Probate can be a frustrating and lengthy process to take over a year, depending on the complexity of the estate and the court schedule. Moreover, there are substantial fees involved. The good news is that probate isn't inevitable. There are several ways to avoid it, and we'll talk about those strategies in just a moment. How long does a probate take in California? In most cases, probate takes 12 to 18 months, sometimes longer. That's because California law requires a number of fixed waiting periods. For example, after filing a petition, a notice must be published for 3 consecutive weeks to notify heirs. Creditors get 4 months to file claims against the estate. Contesting the will can add even more time. These delays often mean your loved ones won't see their inheritance for over a year. That's why many people plan ahead to avoid probate and make sure their family isn't stuck waiting. How much does probate cost in California? California's probate fees can quickly add up, taking a substantial chunk of the estate before it reaches your heirs. While filing fees typically range from $400 to $1,000, the real costs come from statutory attorneys and executor fees, which are based on a percentage of the estate's gross value, not the net. For example, a $1 million estate could rack up over $23,000 in attorney's fees alone. On top of that, there are appraisal fees, court costs, potential bond fees, and administrative expenses. And if there is a dispute, litigation can drive the cost and delay even higher. That's why many families look for ways to avoid probate altogether. With the right planning, you can help ensure more of your estate goes to your loved ones, not to court fees and legal bills. There are several strategies you can use to avoid the probate process altogether. Let's dive into 4 of the most effective methods. Number 1, small estate affidavits. If your estate is small enough, you can qualify for a small estate affidavit. In California, estates worth less than $184,500 are eligible. This allows the heirs to collect the assets from financial institutions without needing a probate order. To qualify, the estate must consist only of personal property, cash, or securities, but real estate is non-eligible. The process is fairly simple, but there are a few requirements to keep in mind. First, you must not have started a probate case for the estate. If there's already a probate case open, you can't use this option. For small estates, this can be a quick and easy way to bypass probate entirely. Number 2, establish a living trust. A revocable living trust is one of the most comprehensive tools available to avoid probate. With a living trust, you transfer ownership of your assets to the trust, and you retain control as the trustee while you're alive. When you die, the successor trustee takes over and distributes your assets according to your wishes. Because the assets are in the trust and not in your estate, they avoid probate altogether. A major advantage of a living trust is that it allows you to manage your assets during your lifetime while avoiding probate upon your death. This method works well for larger estates and provides more flexibility in distributing your assets. Number 3, transfer on death or TOD accounts. Another simple option for avoiding probate is setting up transfer on death (TOD) accounts for your financial assets. This can apply to bank accounts, investment accounts, and retirement accounts. By naming a beneficiary, the assets in the account pass directly to that individual upon your death without the need for probate. Similarly, you can use a transfer on death deed for real estate. This allows you to transfer property to a named beneficiary upon your death without going through the probate process, saving time and money. Number 4. Hold assets in joint title. Holding assets in joint title is another effective way to avoid probate. When 2 or more people own property together with rights of survivorship, the surviving owner automatically inherits the deceased person's share without the need for probate. This can be applied to real estate, vehicles, even financial accounts. However, it's important to structure joint ownership properly to avoid unintended tax consequences or disputes later. Probate is a lengthy, costly process, but with careful planning, it can be avoided. By utilizing tools like small estate affidavits, living trusts, transfer on death accounts, and joint title, you can ensure that your assets are passed on efficiently and without unnecessary delay. These strategies not only save your estate money, but also provide peace of mind for your loved ones during a difficult time. If you haven't started your estate planning yet, or if you need to review your existing plan, give me a call at 408-945-3950 for a free consultation. I'll guide you through the process and help you create a plan that fits your needs. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.